You mentioned publicity, but that's not the way it started. Is that what you're saying? It may have changed to publicity?
Yeah, I definitely got carried away with the publicity aspect of it.
When do you think?
My entire goal up until the Courier thing was to stay under the radar and not have there be any. I mean, for a lot of the stuff that was before that, I couldn't even find stories on. There wasn't anything.
Really? You couldn't find anything on it?
Well, I mean,
was there a time?
Like a one-day thing, maybe, but certainly not something that went on for a year or months or whatever.
And the Couriers was big news from what it sounded like.
Well,
big news for that area.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, and I think that's when it started. Just kept checking back on the story and kind of getting a kick out of the different things that the investigators would say.
Knowing if they're right or wrong.
And then...
Or knowing that they're wrong, you like that?
Yeah, and seeing the difference, because obviously, I mean, I know what happened, seeing the difference from their perspective versus my perspective, and then on top of that, when people would read the news story, then everybody wants to comment on it, like their theories of what happened, and so I got really hooked on that too, because it was entertaining to me, I guess.
Did you join in on any of those? Did you comment?
Yeah, I have.
On the Couriers?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I did.
What was?
But I was still. I mean, I was pretty paranoid about the Couriers because that was like the first. That was the first thing I had done that was like really obvious. That it wasn't obvious what happened so much to the investigators, but it was obvious what didn't happen, kind of thing. And so they knew there was something they knew something bad happened, I guess.
But you had done a really good job, though, of distancing yourself. I mean,
yeah, I didn't.
Even from reading the news articles, they were on one totally different track from, so you had done a really good job of distancing yourself. Were you worried that they were gonna connect it to you?
No, I just, my thing was always not to have anything in case anything ever was connected to me.
Got it.
Which is why I didn't keep any of their, I took some of their jewelry and the gun and stuff, but I didn't, I didn't want to have any of that stuff, certainly not on me, and nothing found anywhere with my fingerprints or anything on it. And I was concerned about the computer. I couldn't help myself though, because when I first started reading news stories about it, I was super careful. I would use my other computer, or I would do it from an airport or something. I would never use a personal computer that was connected to me. I would go to libraries to check on news stories and stuff. And but then like I said, I got kind of hooked on the publicity, and I would be at home late at night or whatever and be like, well, I wonder if there's any more news stories, like a couple glasses of whiskey, and be like, I'm going to check on that, and then I'd do the searches and read and start commenting on stuff, and I knew that I was getting stupid, I guess. Mm-hmm. So, but I was still planning ahead. I never had intention of ever being caught with anything.
When was the first time that publicity became an issue? You said the Couriers was big, but when was the first time that you got kind of a taste for that there was?
Well, it's always. I mean, I would always check on stuff that I had done, but.
But in the beginning, it was curiosity to see if they had any links.
Yeah, or even if it was suspected of being a crime.
Were there times when people didn't even notice?
Yeah, well, I mean, just like that house in Texas, if you're not connected to it and you don't even live in the area and there's no obvious reason for doing it, then a lot of times they don't even, or maybe they suspect it's a crime, but they would never guess that it's just some random thing that somebody did. I mean, if they're going to think it's a crime, they would look at probably whoever owns the property, or
They're not going to come to Alaska looking for you.
Right. So but I did. I started doing a lot of, in the last year, I started doing a lot of stuff on Kimberly's computer, the one that was at the house, and I knew that it was dumb, and I got that laptop, and my thought was get Kimberly a new computer and toss that one, and then just start doing everything on a laptop and just replace the laptop every year or whatever. So
and you said that you used to do that too with your computer that you brought up with you from Washington.
yeah, I don't have that one anymore. It got to where that computer was so outdated, I got fed up with it, so that's why I started just using hers.
That's the one you tossed in the landfill, the old one.
Yeah.
Did you just throw that away? Just threw it in the
I think it
garbage
was
can?
huh?
Just threw it in the garbage can, or you took it out there yourself?
No, I took it out to the
Okay.
landfill.
Do anything to it other than just throw it away? I mean,
Yeah, well, I mean, everything that goes in my trailer gets pretty thoroughly smashed. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you found it, you might still get stuff off of it, but I don't know. I doubt it. I mean, landfill in the wintertime, they just bury everything with snow and everything else. So.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. This guy Bill spent a lot of time on the internet. Do you spend a lot of time on the computer?
I have periodic, from time to time, yeah.
Is there any chance you guys could have ever crossed paths on the internet, either chatting or anything like that?
Oh, anything's possible, but I doubt it. Just statistically, it seems improbable.
Okay, but certainly that would not have been a conscious thing that you ever communicated with this guy on
No.
the internet.
No.
Okay, all right.
Well, why don't you talk about what New Jersey is doing?
One of the things that we've talked about from the beginning, we're going to keep you posted as to what's happening, so nothing is a surprise. Deborah Feldman, we had talked about her before.
Yeah.
New Jersey is looking into her more. FBI is looking into her more in that situation.
All right.
thought maybe that'd be a place where we could start.
No. I mean, not as far as I'm concerned.
Well, what should we tell New Jersey? What should they tell New Jersey? You said to come to you. If they're looking at things, what should we tell New Jersey?
I don't know. I mean, whatever. Tell them whatever you want.
Well, they need to know, You said come to you. You told them they got to go to Israel.
I can't help them if that's what you're asking.
What do you want us to tell them?
I can't help them.
Okay, well, do you know this person?
No.
Can't or won't.
That's no.
Is this the person buried in New York?
No.
Do you know where this person is?
No.
Her name was on your computer.
Which computer? Mine?
Yeah, on your computer.
My laptop?
Tower.
Oh, Kimberly's. Yeah, I don't
understand.
You don't understand why the name was on my computer? Well, put it this way, there's a lot of names on that computer.
Right, but we're talking about this one.
I don't know.
Here, when you searched your name,
We told you we'd do this, and we'd come back and try to get information from you without going overt to try to get the information. And so we're just trying to hold up our end of the bargain.
I mean, if you're referring to that, 2009, isn't that what you said?
Yeah, April 8th.
If you're referring to the New York trip, I don't know what you mean by going overt, because there wasn't anybody with me on that. There wasn't.
okay, well,
No,
okay, let's just cut. I mean, I just want to come over here with a clear picture. You know, are you responsible for her death?
No.
Okay. Do you know anything about her disappearance?
No.
Why is her name on your computer?
I don't know. Probably because I looked it up. I can't imagine why Kimberly would.
Does that image have any meaning to you?
Sure, but probably not on.
Well, just explain so we're not sitting here wondering.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna talk about what's on the